Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session on MPCI filing. I'm Shyam, Innovation and Sales Manager here at ODeX. And I'm delighted to be joined by our innovation team. Mr. Kumar Gaurav, Senior Vice President. Senior Vice President of Commercials, Mr. Shabir Gazia, General Manager, Ms. Priyanka Sokti, Senior Manager, Sales and Business Development. And we also have Umang Sanjay from our sales team, along with others from our ODeX team. It is also our privilege to extend a very warm welcome and sincere thanks to Mr. Loy Elkashef, Business Analysis Team Lead at NAIC, who would be joining us soon. We are pleased to share that ODeX is now formally listed on the NAIC portal, a milestone that further strengthens our commitment to providing seamless solution to our users. So today we will have quick introduction of ODeX, what we do in various countries that we are present, an overview of how to register for the MPCI process and how you can file MPCI via ODeX, and also insights into why it is beneficial and imperative to start MPCI process as early as possible, even though the requirement will become only mandatory in March 2026. So we also encourage questions from your end. If you have any questions, please feel free to share that in the chat box throughout the session. We will address each of these questions towards the end of the presentation in the exclusive Q&A segment. Now we will begin handing it over to Priyanka.
Thank you, Shyam, for the introduction.
Hi, thank you for joining Loy. Loy has joined. Mr. Loy is the Business Analysis Team Lead at NAIC. So we had just begun. So I'll now hand it over to Ms. Priyanka Sokti.
Thank you, Shyam. Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll begin with a brief overview about ODeX. Founded in 2015 by EA Technologies, ODeX is a collaborative platform that connects various stakeholders like ocean carriers, freight forwarders, importers, exporters, customs, and bank to facilitate online document exchange and payment. We digitalize shipping processes. Our expertise lies in providing customized solutions to all your shipping problems. Headquartered in Dubai, we currently operate across Asia, North America, and Africa. Our vision is to transform the global shipping ecosystem by digitizing and simplifying documentation, compliance, and payment workflows. ODeX acts as the digital highway between exempt stakeholders and their customers, bringing speed, transparency, and trust to maritime trade. So today's agenda would include a brief introduction about MPCI and NAIC, data required to file MPCI, stakeholders responsible for filing MPCI and their timelines, options to file MPCI via ODeX dashboard, followed by a question and answer session. Now, introduction to NAIC and MPCI. NAIC, as you all know, it operates under UAE's Federal Authority for Identity, Citizenship, Customs, and Port Security. MPCI is a regulatory compliance program to ensure preload risk assessment of cargo entering UAE port. This whole MPCI regulation, it aims to improve national security, enhance visibility, and streamline customs process. The regulation is live now, but there is a grace period till March 2026. However, we strongly recommend you start filing from now itself and use grace period as an opportunity to accustom your agents at the origin to the new requirements, since you can expect amendments at multiple levels. It is mandatory for shipping lines, freight forwarders, and NVOCCs transporting containerized cargo into as well as through the UAE. It applies to import, transshipment, and freight remaining on board. While shipping lines have a choice to go either via accredited service provider or via direct integration with NAIC, but NVOCCs and freight forwarders do have to file via accredited service providers. ODeX is accredited by NAIC. Currently, following are excluded from the filing, which is your export shipments from UAE, your non-containerized cargo, that is bulk, ro-ro, etc., wooden vessels, empty containers, and cruise effects. There is a set of mandatory and optional fields to file for MPCI, but this list covers most of the details required to file for MPCI. The data is your BL details, number, date, issue location, ports, that is your loading port, discharge port, transshipment port, place of receipt, place of delivery, container and seal details, cargo description, HS codes along with their weight and package details, shipper, consignee, notify party and agents, vessel voyage info, and MPCI party ID. It's a unique NAIC identifier for each entity, so it is required. Now, the responses that can be expected from NAIC include ACT, which is, it is okay to load the cargo. DNL, the cargo cannot be loaded. This response will be minimal. RFI, cases where NAIC needs additional information for making decision-making. And PSF is are the cases where sub-filing is pending against a master BL. Now let's go through stakeholder-wise registration requirement, the filing documents, and the timelines. So all the stakeholders except shipping lines need UAE tax registration number to register for MPCI code. The documents for shipping line would be master BL and direct BL, for which they need to file for MPCI. The timelines for master BL is 6 hours prior to vessel sailing, and for direct BL, it is 24 hours prior to vessel sailing. Again, for shipping agent, the two kinds of documents are master BL and house BL. For master BL, it is 6 hours prior to vessel sailing, and for house BL, it is 24 hours prior to vessel sailing. Freight forwarder would be filing for a house BL, which is 24 hours before the vessel sailing. And co-loader and NVOCC, again, they'll have a co-loader BL or MBL, and which will again be 6 hours before the vessel sailing. Now my colleague Shabir will take it further from here.
Bye. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Shabir. So thanks, Priyanka, to complete that. That is working. I'll continue from here. So we will start off that how to get your MPCI. So again, MPCI, it's a pretty simple process. You can just go to the website mentioned over here. My colleague will ping this website in chats for you. So you can just visit this website. Yeah, you can just visit this website, and it's a pretty simple process. You need to just make few clicks to it. So first thing is you go to the website and select one or more roles. So basically, which roles your company would be playing. So is your company a freight forwarder? Is it a shipping line, or is it a shipping line's agent? So you need to go to this website, click those relevant options. Just click next, and then you will be guided to the next screen. Yeah. Here again, you need to, there would be few more options which you need to check. That do you have a presence in UAE? If yes, you need to click yes. If no, then no. Again, which mode of transport are you using? By default for MPCI, it's C, right? So as a freight forwarder, do you have an office in UAE? So these are few additional details which you need to take. Just make the relevant ticks which are suitable for your company. Just make those ticks and click next. And after that, your MPCI ID is done and you will receive it on your email ID itself. Okay, so the few additional details which you would mention is your company details and rest of the things. So this is how once submitted, you will receive your MPCI ID on your registered email ID. Continue. Yeah. So ODeX has 4 options over here. The first option is the system level integration. So when we say system level integration, so any system which you are currently using for filing or which you are using for your operational needs, any system which you are using for your operational needs, that can be directly integrated with ODeX via multiple modes. It can be an EDI, it can be an API. Okay. So we have system integration option. The second and the simplest option of all is you have an option of sending the relevant details over an email. So what we will do basically is we will create a dedicated email ID customer wise for you. So let us say you want to opt for an email functionality, we will create a dedicated email ID for you. So either you or your other partner at the load port can send the relevant details on this particular email ID. When I say the relevant details, it can be real data in an Excel format. It can be a PDF. Okay, so there are multiple formats which our system can consume. So you can forward these documents over an email. Our smart AI system will consume this data, and accordingly your MPCI gets filed. The third option which we have is you can just log into ODeX, upload your BL copy, and if you do not have a BL PDF copy, you can even upload the details in an Excel file. So you can just come, log into ODeX, upload the relevant details. Our smart AI system just consumes those details, create the Cusker file which is needed by MPCI, and it gets submitted. So it's an end-to-end pretty simple process. The fourth option is the manual data entry option, which everyone is aware about. It is which everyone is using. So you can just log into ODeX and manually enter the data and submit the MPCI to NAIC. So we have 4 options. Again, whichever the customer wants, those options can be activated, but by default, the customer gets ODeX login, and at any point of time, he can log into our portal and view the required details or the status of the MPCI which he has filed. So now we'll continue with how the process basically works on ODeX. Okay, so it's pretty simple. The customer, that is you, share the data with ODeX via any of the mode. It can be an email, it can be an API, it can be a data upload on ODeX portal itself. Okay, so you share that data with ODeX. ODeX receives that data and it converts that particular data into the required format. Okay, that required format is then forwarded to NAIC. NAIC system will consume this file and they will revert accordingly. So if it's an OK to load, you receive an ACT message. So basically ODeX receives an ACT message and the message gets back forwarded to you. If it's an, let us say, RFI message wherein the NAIC needs some additional data. So let us say there was something wrong with your good description, or you have not provided the right attachments. In that case, there would be a revert from NAIC. We will simplify that revert and we will post that revert to you. When I say post that revert to you, there would be a notification also available on ODeX portal. You will also receive an email from ODeX, and if your system is integrated with ODeX, you receive a notification into your system as well. So we have multiple options there as well, and this all thing would be in real-time basis. Okay, so in case of RFI message, let us say NAIC needs some additional data. Accordingly, we will forward that message to you. Now you can provide this data to us again, either via email or via a document upload on ODeX, or just log into ODeX and just manually update those details. The moment you submit those details, again, an updated file gets created and it gets forwarded to NAIC. NAIC system will consume this file and it will provide you the relevant output. Possibly, you can say in 99% of cases, it would be always an OK to load message. Okay? So this is how the process works. So let us assume you have already, sent the data over an email and you want to view the current status. So what you can do is you can just directly log into ODeX. The moment you log into ODeX, this would be the ODeX dashboard which you will be viewing. So this is our test dashboard. So you'll be viewing these details. Now, if you see, the first option available over here is submitted. Submitted stands for the files which you have submitted to ODeX and we have forwarded it to NAIC, but we have still not received any revert from them. Okay. again, a file will remain in submitted status, possibly you can say anywhere between 1 to 5 minutes maximum, right? The second option, ACT, it is an OK to load message, wherein we have received an OK to load message from NAIC and it gets parked over here. The next option is RFI. So RFI is request for some additional information. So let us say in your BL or the details which you have provided, I'm just giving you an example, okay? So let us say the details which you have provided in the good description was furniture. Now furniture, again, it's a broader description. So there might be cases wherein you get revert that, okay, kindly provide the exact description. So you need to provide, the further description, whether it is chairs or stools or what, okay? So accordingly, the RFI message would be posted to your end. The next option is PSF, which stands for pending sub-filing, right? So which means that few of the house bills pending are still pending to be filed. So in that case, that stands for pending sub-filing. The last option, which no one wants to see, is DNL. That means do not load. Okay. So these are the 5 options which we have directly mapped on our dashboard. So once, let us say, you have submitted and you have received a notification, again, as I told you earlier, you will receive a notification over the email as well, if integrated with ODeX directly into your system. And you can also log into ODeX and just click on the notification icon. The moment you click on notification icon, a window will pop up. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And you can see all your messages over here, which we have received from NAIC. So let us say if I click on the RFI message, the third message over here, the moment I click this, there would be a new window which would be popping out and it would be stating the exact message which we have received. So in case of RFI, in case of some additional details required, you will be able to see here. And now let us say you want to just update the details. So again, multiple options. You can send the details over an email as well, or you can upload the document, or you can just click on edit BL details and a window will pop up, and over here, the required details can be just edited and you can click on submit. The moment you click on submit, you will get a message that the BL has been successfully validated. Okay. So this is a small journey how it will work. So we will move to the next options, which is a manual upload, or how to do a manual data entry. Okay, how to upload a document or how to do a manual data entry on ODeX. Again, pretty simple. Just log into ODeX. The moment you log into ODeX, this would be the screen which you would be seeing. Yeah, so it would be ODeX dashboard for you. Just click on document upload. The moment you click on document upload, you will see the screen. You can just drag and drop your file over here. So it can be again a PDF file, it can be an Excel file. Just drag and drop your file over here, but it has to be, please note, it has to be a structural data. Okay. You please avoid uploading any text documents or anything. So it has to be a structural data. You just put that file over here. Our smart AI system will read that data, accordingly populate everything. And the moment you click on submit, it's done. Now, if you want to add any, can you go to the back screen? Yeah. Now, if you want to add any manual entry, or if you want to add the data manually, there is an option of new over here. If you click that, a new form will open up and you can fill in the details and click on submit. Next screen. Yeah. So these are the actual Cusker files which we forward to NAIC. So when you say MPCI, these are the actual MPCI files which are generated by ODeX for you, and it gets forwarded to NAIC, and their system consumes this file. So this is how, in a nutshell, the system should work. I'll go to the next screen now. Yeah. So why ODeX as a TSP is one of the very frequent questions which we hear from our customers. So to answer that, we are an ISO certified 27001 company since 2016. We have multi-country regulatory compliance experience. We are already working in like We are already live in 20 plus countries across the globe. We have a detailed API and messaging expertise wherein we are integrated with multiple systems. Okay, so we have that experience with us, and we have an extensive network of ocean shipping stakeholders across the globe. And also we are local over here, so we have a local office in UAE since 2018 itself. So we are just a call away. The moment you call us up, someone from your office, if you are facing a issue or something, they'll call you up right away, or if required, we can visit your office at any point of time. So if you require any kind of training, and an inhuman face-to-face training can be provided to you and your team. So this is our global network. We are already live, as I told you, in 20 plus countries. We are live in Asia, Africa, and even in North America. And pretty soon, the countries which are highlighted in orange will be going live before this year end. So as I told you, since we have experience of multiple countries, we have experience of multiple countries' local statutory compliances as well. We are managing statutory compliances like GFT integration and everything in India. We were the pioneers in India and were one of the first companies to be certified by DG Shipping, and we can proudly say that even today, 70% of the VGM volumes are flowing via ODeX. Okay, we are also integrated in India with customs and multiple stakeholders. So in India, you name it, we have it. We have all the required modules. In UAE, we are integrated with UAE PGS. We are also integrated with Dubai Trade, wherein we have enabled the manifestation for few of the shipping lines. Again, in Tanzania, we are doing it a complete trade portal for few of the shipping lines and the port as well. So in Ghana, we are integrated with Ghana Revenue Authority, wherein we are doing the e-invoicing for the trade. Now, when we say e-invoicing, this is similar kind of mandate or compliance, which would be taking place in UAE by next year. So we have done that in Ghana, wherein we receive the data from the customer, we forward it to the authorities, they get it vetted, verified, and they give us a QR code or a unique ID for that particular invoice. It's get embedded on that particular invoice, and then it gets distributed to the relevant customer. So we have done it for Ghana, and definitely we'll be doing that for UAE as well. Also, similar kind of activity like manifestation, we are doing it in Kenya, and we would be very soon, we will be live in Sri Lanka as well for the Sri Lanka port for their manifestation need. So the compliance part, just like MPCI, we are doing it globally. We have that experience and we have that expertise with us. So please don't worry about those things. And yes, you will have a dedicated local support for you. So no need to worry about that. So thank you everyone. We will also ping our WhatsApp and call number, wherein you can just reach out to us, and we will also ping this number and the email ID in the chat box so that you can reach out to us at any point of time. Thank you everyone. That's it from my end. Over to
So thank you, Shabir.
Odisha. Thanks.
Thank you, Priyanka. Now we will go into questions. So I see that a few people have asked questions regarding fees on ODeX. So ODeX related questions, we'll take it up later. So as of now, we will focus on the process related question, as Mr. Lloyd from NAIC is right here. So we'll focus on those questions. So I'll start with the questions that I've already sent. Thank you for joining, Mr. Lloyd. So these were some questions that we had received earlier from our clients. So number one, why is it necessary to start MPCI filings early, given that NAIC has specified a start date of March 31st, 2026?
Okay, thank you, Shyam. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Perfect. First of all, I'd like to thank you for having me here and for your collaboration with us throughout the program. You have been a very valuable contributor to the success of this program. Second of all, regarding the filing, why the filing is required now. Actually, the filing is required starting the 31st of July 2025. The NAIC has given a grace period till the end of March 2026. So actually, the filing itself should start in the 31st of July this year. Should have started already, actually. And what's happening now is we're trying to give the industry the time to fix any issues or understand the process until 31st March. That's why they're to start the filing as soon as possible, so that if any process clarifications, something that needs to be addressed, it can be addressed prior to the actual enforcement or the actual appliance of penalties or violations or whatever on 31st of March. So that's why it's encouraged to start filing now as soon as possible to understand the process more, fix any issues, and so on.
Got it. Thank you. The next question is, why has NAIC introduced MPCI filings, considering that customers already provide cargo information during manifestation filing process?
Okay, actually, first of all, NAIC is not affiliated with the current customs filing that is happening currently per emirate, local customs filing. NAIC is a federal entity across all emirates, and our filing is actually preloading. So that's the difference, main difference between the current filing that's happening now to customs and what's happening with NAIC. We're overseeing all the cargo that's entering the UAE, and we want to check if the cargo is allowed to enter the UAE, so that from security perspective and compliance perspective, if there are cargo that is not allowed, we are disabling it from being loaded in the first place, instead of waiting till it arrives into the UAE and then apply the measures needed. Sorry, I can't hear you. Is this... I can't hear you now. Is this a problem on my side? Okay. Okay.
So my question was related to cargo handling scenario. So what will happen in cases involving CSFs, that is pending subfiling, where FPLs are filed by customers, but master BLs have not yet been filed by the NVOCC or shipping line? Will cargo still be permitted to be loaded in such cases?
Actually, PSF happens the other way around. So if one of the houses under the master is not filed, so the master is being filed by the carrier, and then the houses are being filed by the freight forwarders. If one of the houses is not filed, then the master itself will receive PSF. So that it means that some of the houses underneath is not filed yet. Why is this? To just inform the carrier to not load the master yet on the vessel until all the houses underneath are cleared already. But the other way around will not happen. So all the houses will receive acknowledgement as long as they are the child houses or the child level, they will receive acknowledgement. So they can proceed with handing over the cargo to the carrier. And then the carrier itself will be receiving PSF, meaning that some of the houses underneath are not cleared yet. So they need to they will not take action. They will actually need to contact the freight forwarders to take this reaction to the filing in order for the filing to be complete, and they will be able to load the cargo onto the vessel.
Got it. Thank you. So if the container was initially bound for another destination and marked as retain on board, so in these cases, the shipping line files for MPCI, the freight forwarders do not. But if later they have decided to discharge the container at UAE port, how can this be handled?
Okay, so the point is, if in case to any cases of changing of route, so the container was destined to go to the UAE and then change route or the other way around. In the first case, the carrier will need to send cancellation. So if it's already headed to the UAE, then it changed route to it's not passing through the UAE, then the carrier and the freight forwarder will need to send cancellation to the trading. If in case the other way around, they will need to start the filing as soon as they know that the cargo is going into the UAE. It may be reported in this case as late filing, but it will be sorted out through communication afterwards. It will be handled case by case basis. Once they do the filing and provide the necessary justification, it will be permitted from our side.
For consolidators, if one container contains multiple house BLs and one of the BLs isn't filed, how will this be handled? Especially since destuffing won't be possible for a consolidated shipment. Hi, Mr. Lloyd.
Yes, sir.
Internet here.
So meanwhile, we will take our questions from our end, take a few questions from our end. So
Sure.
We have a few questions in the chat. Just a second, let me just open it. So if a shipment is being imported on direct master BL and no house BL is involved, still do we have to file it? If there is a direct master BL shipment coming in, then the shipping line would file. The freight forwarders need not file in those shipment.
Only if house BL is involved, the forwarder needs to file it.
Only if the house BL is involved, the forwarder needs to file it.
What if cargo is already loaded and we got respond DNL from MPCI? So cargo will not be loaded ideally. So cargo will only be loaded after the status comes. So after the regulation is in place, your loading will happen only after you receive the response. So ideally the cargo cannot be loaded before the response. Then next question is it mandatory for my Dubai office to file the MPCI?
Not exactly, but somebody from the local this office should be registered, and the MPCI ID will be available to the other offices also. So that other offices, other location offices, they can also register on the NAIC portal and they can do the filing.
But the liability stays with the local entity. So the UAE office would be held liable, but the filing can be done by your origin office as well.
So please advise if 2-3 transshipment port involved, when we have to file. So ideally, sir, it is much better to start filing before the origin port, but before the last transshipment port is when
It's
ideally mandatorily to be filed. But ideally, if it is advisable to start early.
We are freight forwarders. We usually use HPL case to case. In that case, what should we get to get the MPCI?
So
that question.
So we are freight forwarders where we use house BL case to case. I think what you mean to say, ma'am, is that you use HBLs very rarely. In those cases, even if one HBL is involved, this needs to be filed. And meanwhile, if you need further information, you can reach out to us via our phone number or email address. We'll be able to help you personally on that.
NVOCC operator have a BL which involve freight forwarder as consignee. FF needs to upload the BL or NVOCC operator needs to upload the BL.
So now you can answer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm back now. So thank you. Sorry for the disconnection. I had some technical issues. Okay, I can actually take this one. So if the master BL in all cases need to be filed by the shipping line or the NVOCC in that case. Actually, any entity that issues a bill of lading is required to file that bill of lading. So if the bill is issued by the shipping line, it needs to be filed by the shipping line. If the consignee is on the bill of lading as the freight forwarder is on the bill of lading as a consignee, they will need to file the houses if there are houses involved. In that case, the freight forwarder is responsible for filing the house bills related to that master, but they're not in any way required to file the masters themselves.
So there's one question. Please advise if we have any list of cargo that will fall under DNL. So if there can be a pre-arranged, the list that definitely will receive DNL status.
Actually, currently we do not have this list. Actually, till the end of the grace period, all the cargo will be receiving okay to load. There will be no DNLs. Prior to that date, we might have a list of banned commodities that might be shared with all the stakeholders. However, at this moment, we do not have this list ready yet. Once we have to share it first.
So there's somebody, we are shipping agents, we have to file MPCI. Yes, you will have to file, as shipping agents, if you are issuing the BL, I guess, on behalf of your principal, you need to file for it.
Yeah, but it's a bit more complicated than that. If the shipping line is have a legal representation in the UAE and they can do the filing themselves, then the shipping agent is not required. But in case the shipping line either is not doing the filing themselves, so they are delegating the filing to the shipping agent, or they don't have a legal representation in the UAE, so they need the shipping agent to represent them legally in the UAE, then the shipping agent in this case will need to do the filing. So the primary party that is responsible for filing is mainly the shipping line, not the shipping agent. However, the delegation for filing or for legal responsibility can be done to the shipping agent.
So Mr. Sohail has asked, export shipment from UAE involved master BL and house BL need to be filed or not? No, this is only regarding import shipments. If we file the MPCI under a different company, but get delivery order under a different company, like if there are two sister concerns, can the one company file for the other one and get the delivery order in this company's name?
Actually, our filing does not involve delivery order. Delivery order is mainly customs procedure. So what we need from our side is mainly the bill of lading filing. However, the delegation is allowed. You can delegate another company to file on your behalf, and in that case, you need to provide them your own MPCI code to do the filing on your behalf. But not for the delivery order case. It's in general. If you are, for example, if you and an NVOCC are involved in the same co-loading, then you can delegate the filing to the NVOCC, and the NVOCC or vice versa, the NVOCC can delegate the filing to you as a freight forwarder.
If in case the cutoff time for loading is being extended from the shipping line side at the origin, would that be communicated earlier so that if somebody has missed out on filing, now they have enough time and they can file?
Yeah, actually, if the cutoff time is extended, this means that you have more time, right? It's the other way around. So in that case, the shipping line can inform you, but you should have already done the filing, right?
What?
If I understood the question correctly.
Yeah, I think, yes. Sorry?
Second last question, what responsibilities to file? I think everybody's responsibility.
Whose responsibility is to file MPCI, liner, NVOCC, or vessel operator? Here the answer is everybody has their own responsibility when it comes to MPCI filing. Everybody is involved in this, including the freight forwarder, NVOCC, and the vessel operator. So if you give time till 6 hours prior to load, how can port of loading plan when vessel works for 20 or 24 hours of operation?
So this 6 hours is minimum. You can, of course, go ahead and file as soon as the details are ready with you.
Yes.
So 6 hours is the last cutoff that you need to file before that.
Yes. So we can start filing as soon as the draft BL is ready, which is as early as possible. Same MPCI code or ODeX login ID can be used by our port of loading for filing, or port of load has to register NAIC to obtain MPCI code. Same MPCI code and login ID can be used by your port of loading for filing. What was the question? How will it be handled in case customer requires switch BL at destination? Mr. Lai?
Okay, so the system allows for switch bill updates. Actually, the system allows for all kinds of updates. So the cutoff time that we highlighted is the time for filing the first for the first time. So you have to provide the bill 24 hours or 6 hours at least. Of course, you can do it more, but this is the least time for the first filing. Any updates afterwards, any amendments can be done afterwards until the shipment arrives, actually. So if you have any updates, including switch bill, so if you have a switch bill, you can submit that update. If you have split bill, even if the bill is split, all kinds of updates, including the vessel information, the consignee information itself, can be updated until arrival.
Do we also need to submit the final BL after submitting the draft and filing MPCI? So if there are no changes, no, we don't have to submit the final BL.
You will be using that BL number only to file. So you don't need actually the physical copy of the BL. You just need to have the details and the BL number handy. So with that, against that BL number, you'll put the information.
Also, once we receive an accepted response from NAIC for the MPCI filing, do we need to communicate it with the shipping line? Do we need to actually send anything to the shipping line? Do freight forwarders need to coordinate with the shipping line, or is it completely automated?
And it's completely automated, actually. You don't need to submit anything to the shipping line. The shipping line will receive the final status based on the status of the collective base of lading. So, for example, if there is a master and there are 3 houses underneath, if the 3 houses have AC or OK to load, then the master will have OK to load as well. If one of the houses has, for example, an RFI or do not load, this means that the master itself cannot be loaded. So this will be automatically handled by the system ourselves.
Yeah, this is registration related question. So a few of them have 2 licenses, one for free zone and for mainland. So which needs to be considered, which company details needs to be entered. And also there is a field which asks for a company letter while registering for FTCI. So what kind of letter needs to be updated there?
Okay, first of all, the free zone or the mainland, it depends which entity is issuing the bill of lading. If there are 2 separate entities, if they are the same entity, then it doesn't matter. You need to register once with your company and obtain the MPCI ID for your whole company. You need to register for each and every branch inside the UAE. So you can register with any one of them and obtain the MPCI code and use it for filing for all the branches if you prefer. If you don't prefer that and you want to register separately for each office, you can do that as well. And in that case, you'll need to use the MPCI code corresponding to each office you're submitting the filing from. This is regarding the first question. The second question regarding the company letter, it just first of all, the company letter is optional; it's not mandatory. And second of all, the company letter just includes that you are authorized to register on behalf of this company. That's all.
Right. We also have one more question. If there is switch BL at Jebel Ali, then what needs to be done there?
Actually, no action is needed in this case. You don't need to file anything after arrival in the UAE. So any transshipment that's happening after arrival, any transit that's happening after arrival, any export, any switch bill that is happening after arrival, you do not need to submit that to NAIC.
So in case there are shipping agents who are filing who are creating their MPCI party ID and they are not able to find their principal's SMDG code. Does ODeX do anything for that with NAIC, or do the users directly reach out to NAIC for creation of these codes?
Actually, they can reach out directly to the NAIC so that we will register them manually and give you the MPCI code to use in that case. So you can reach to the mpci.inquiries at icp.gov.ue.
So there are people who have started exploring the filing have this question. So what if we don't have the tax ID of the origin shipping party?
Actually, the tax ID is optional. It's not mandatory from our side. So if you have it available, it's recommended to provide it. But if you don't, it's you can skip it. It's optional from our side.
Right. So one of the questions says we have filed MPCI and it's approved, but line will shut out container from vessel and load on next vessel. So we can file again. So I think that can be included as an amendment where you amend the vessel and voyage number and use the same filing. It need not be a fresh filing. So one more question says, if there is a do not load response, what is the next step? Like providing more info or clarification, any communication sent to, So
for the line, how line will know that, how it will be communicated back to the vessel operator that they are not supposed to load that cargo?
Actually, it will be through system. So all the communications are through system integration. So in that case, in case of ODeX, of course, we will return that to ODeX and it should be displayed on the screen at the ODeX platform. And in that case, you can still submit an amendment, submitting any clarifications. So depending on the reason of the do not load, you might be able to fix something and then resubmit again. But ultimately, do not load means that you shouldn't be loading this cargo on the shipment. So for example, if the commodity is banned, there is nothing to do. And in that case, you will not be able to load the cargo on the ship.
So what about transit cargo? Is it also mandatory to file with NPCI? Yes, it is mandatory to be filed. I believe transit cargo means retain on board. Transit. Yes. So
no, actually, freight remaining on board is something different from transit. Transit means that it's transiting in the UAE and then destined to another destination outside of the UAE using another means of transport or something. So in that case, it is required to be filed as well. And it will be flagged as transit, and you will be putting the destination port outside the UAE and of course all the ports that you're passing through in the UAE. For freight remaining on board, it's not, if the cargo is freight remaining on board through the UAE and then the final destination is outside the UAE, then this is not required by the freight forwarders actually. This is only required by the shipping lines. So specifically for freight remaining on board and transshipment as well. Transshipment means it will not leave the port, it will be loading into another vessel in the UAE. So if it's through the same port, it's will be discharged, the shipment will be discharged and loaded on another vessel and then destined outside the UAE as well. In this case, it's not required by the freight forwarders as well. So to summarize, what's required from our side is import and transit. This is required by the freight forwarders and of course the shipping lines as well. But freight remaining on board and transshipment are only required by the shipping lines.
in case of you do not load, so vessel operator, you will inform the vessel operator to shut out the container, or the forwarder will receive the message and then or NVO will receive the message and then they'll go back to the vessel operator to tell them to shut out the container?
We will be informing the vessel operator to shut out the container, and of course, we will be informing the freight forwarder as well, but no further action is required by the freight forwarder. In case they already delivered the cargo to the vessel operator, they will be handling the not load. If the cargo was not handed over to the vessel operator yet, then they shouldn't hand it over to the vessel operator.
How the forward.
So what if DNL container arrived at Jebel Ali? Sir, it will not arrive at Jebel Ali because do not load means the container will not be loaded onto the vessel at all. It will be shut out at the port of loading or port of transshipment.
Yeah, but I think they're asking about, but I think they're asking about what is the consequences. So in that case, there might be violations. In case this happens, then this will be treated as a violation, and there might be penalties involved.
So there's still a possibility that these containers might be loaded and it arrives here.
It might be a violation. So we already sent the shipping line to not load, and they loaded it anyway. And in that case, it will be treated as a violation. Sorry.
Okay, so if consignee is an individual, so it's personal goods that are coming in that case, they don't have a tax ID. So what do we fill? Because the option of a consignee tax ID is mandatory. Is that
Okay, so in case of an individual, we are requiring, as per the requirement, we are requiring that for residents of the UAE, we require the UAE ID or the ID of the Emirates ID, and for foreigners, we require the passport. However, again, this is not required. This is not mandatory. It's an option. That's
the consignee? Okay, but consignee tax ID field is mandatory or is it optional otherwise? For
it's
the
optional as well. It's optional as well. Yeah.
option. Okay. During registration, if I select delegation status as disabled, later can I delegate other forwarder after registration is completed? So at the time of registration, it was not selected, but later they can change it?
Yes, they can update the profile. Yeah, they can update their profile on the NAIC portal to enable delegations.
So regarding delegation, if we don't have the MPCI party ID of the other parties involved, so how would it work? Is it mandatory to obviously provide the MPCI party ID of the other forwarders? Yes.
Yes, actually, it is mandatory. So if you don't have it, then there is no delegation allowed. Instance.
So, do customers need to submit any additional information to the shipping line? Okay, that is covered already.
Yes, and this HS code wise, we need to provide the breakup. So HS code wise, you need to provide the weight and the package breakup. So if our HPL has more than 100 HS codes, still we need to mention everything. I mean, it needs to be mentioned all the 100 HS codes and their breakup.
Yes, all the HS codes should be mentioned in the bill. So it will be added on different items, but yes, all the HS codes are required.
Okay, Mr. Vipul has some question here.
You can answer.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think Mr. Vipul has some question. I'll just allow him to talk. Yes, Mr. Vipul. You can unmute yourself and pose the question.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, allow.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. We
Good
are
evening.
basically custom house agents, CHA, and freight forwarders, and we are doing all the shipments of exports from India to various countries, but we are using mainly all mainline operators and NVOCCs BL. So is it necessary or mandatory on our part to do this MPIC and all?
No, they are
So-
straightforward.
So you are a freight forwarder, you are a local freight forwarder in the UAE, and you're handling cargo from NVOCCs overseas, right? This is a question.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, it's your responsibility mainly to do the filing to NAIC. You can delegate the filing to your counterpart in the origin country. However, it's your own responsibility to file. And in that case, if you're delegating, you'll need to provide to register on the NAIC portal and provide your own MPCI ID to them to be using in their filing.
Okay. Right. So basically, we have to follow.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So we have another question. Do we need to provide weight and package breakup for all SS codes? Yes. Origin agent should file MPCI from UAE we need to do. So I think it has been answered just now that
Yeah, so we'll move on because
so we are running out of time. We will anyway. So rest assured, we have recorded this call. We will be posting it and we'll be keeping you informed. And we have also noted down all the questions from your end, and also our email address and phone number is in the chat box. Please feel free to reach out to us anytime. We will also try and reach out to you and get your questions answered. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Mr. Loy, for your time. Looking forward to hearing from everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. Thanks. Goodbye.
Start your ODeX journey now.